the floor for questions. Good evening, dear friends. Let's begin this press briefing. I open the floor for questions. Shall we start from here?
सर मधुरेंद्र मैं न्यूज नेशन से कल डब्ल्यूएमसीसी की बैठक हुई थी और उसमें जानकारी दी गई कि किस तरह से भारत और चीन ने वेस्टर्न लद्दाख में डिसएंगेजमेंट के बाद चीजों को प्रोग्रेस किया है, लेकिन जो प्रीवियस डिसएंगेजमेंट हुआ था जिसके बाद अभी तक पेट्रोलिंग गोगरा, हॉट स्प्रिंग, PP14 और पेंगोंग के इलाके में नहीं शुरू हो पाई है, उस पर क्या कोई बातचीत हुई? क्या वहां पर पेट्रोलिंग हम दोबारा शुरू कर पाएंगे? क्योंकि जब तक वहां पेट्रोलिंग शुरू नहीं होगी तब तक हमारा जो वर्ड है कि पूर्ववर्ती स्थिति बहाल हो वो नहीं हो पाएगी।
Yeshi?
This is Yeshi Seri from the New Indian Express. Is the Foreign Secretary likely to travel to Bangladesh next week for Foreign Office consultations? And what is the situation on the ground there? The ISKCON member Chinmay Das hasn't been given bail and his next date is in January. What is India doing now?
Okay. Siddhant?
Hi, sir. Siddhant from Beyond. How does India see the situation in Syria? And secondly, Taliban has put a ban on women's medical education. How does India see that?
Yeshi? Ayushi, sorry.
So this is Ayushwal from MEA. One question on Bangladesh. If the Foreign Secretary will visit to Bangladesh, will there be any meeting with the interim government? And also, has India received any confirmation from the Kremlin side regarding Putin's visit to India next year?
Rishabh?
So good evening, Rishabh from Times Now. So Masood Azhar, who's mastermind of Pulwama attack and other attacks in India as well, has made a public address after 20 years and has vowed to renew attack on India. Any response to that?
Okay. Let me first answer these questions. मधु, पहले आपका सवाल पेट्रोलिंग के लेके ईस्टर्न लद्दाख में, इस मामले पर फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी ने बात की। इस मामले पर पार्लियामेंट के अंदर विदेश मंत्री ने अपना वक्तव्य रखा, स्टेटमेंट रखा। पेट्रोलिंग की जहां तक बात है ईस्टर्न लद्दाख में, हम लोगों ने क्लियर कर दिया है कि पेट्रोलिंग जो जिस जगह पेट्रोलिंग होनी थी, जो स्थिति बहाल होनी थी, वो सब बहाल हो गई है। Yeshi, Foreign Secretary is likely to, is scheduled to visit Bangladesh on 9th of December. And he will meet his counterpart, and there'll be several other meetings during the visit. Foreign Office consultations led by the Foreign Secretary is a structured engagement between India and Bangladesh. We look forward to this meeting. As far as situation on ground regarding the individuals that you mentioned, we want to reiterate our position again that they have legal rights, and we hope that these legal rights will be respected and that the trial will be fair, transparent. They will get a fair and transparent trial. Siddhant, your question regarding Syria. We have noted that there has been recent escalation in fighting in North Syria. We are closely following the situation. There are about 90 Indian nationals, we understand. There are also several Indians there who are working with UN organizations. Our embassy is in regular touch with our Indian nationals for their safety and security. On your question regarding medical education, our position on such matters is very well known. So I would refer you to look at what we've said in this regard. Ayushi, I just talked about Foreign Secretary's scheduled visit to Bangladesh on 9th December. He will be visiting Bangladesh for Foreign Office consultations. On the other question regarding visit of President Putin, we have with Russia an arrangement of annual summits. The last annual summit was held in Moscow, for which Prime Minister traveled to Moscow. The next one is scheduled to be held in India next year, that is, and the dates for the same will be worked out through diplomatic channels. Rishabh, your question regarding this terrorist, he's a UN designated terrorist. We demand that strong action be taken against him, that he be brought to justice. There has been denial that he is not there in Pakistan. What you are referring to, if the reports are correct, then it exposes the duplicity of Pakistan. Masood Azhar is involved in cross-border terror, attacks in India, and we want that strong action be taken against him. More questions?
Huma Siddiqui from the Financial Express. There has been a martial law in South Korea, and of course, it was removed. Now the situation is tense. So, is there any concern about the Indians in South Korea, and what is India wanting to do in case there's a repatriation situation? And my second question is: has any date been decided for the India Africa Forum?
Sudhi?
So, Ishwar Niranjan from Bloomberg. I wanted a clarification on the WNCC statement that was issued yesterday. The statement says that, both India and China have completed the resolution of the issues that emerged in 2020. Would that in any way mean that disengagement is done and that is the end of it, and de-escalation is not on the cards? I mean, discussions on de-escalation.
Raghavendra?
Yeah, so this is Raghavendra Varma from German television ZDF. My question is regarding the scam call centers from India that target people abroad. How serious is the issue? What government is doing to tackle it, and how successful are those efforts? And is there any international cooperation or any other mechanism that exists to deal with it?
Okay. Ansha?
So this is Anangsha Matra. So during Foreign Secretary's visit to Bangladesh, I suppose this is the maiden visit. Will his discussion be only pertinent to his counterpart, Jasimuddin, and the chief advisor? If not, what sort of format? Because it's already a structured sort of interaction. Secondly, an offshoot from Siddhan Sibal's question: if short of strict measures are taken on the medical students in Afghanistan, female medical students in Afghanistan, what support will India do to the medical female students in Afghanistan? Thank you.
Okay. Ajay?
Sir, I'm Ajay Banerjee from the Tribune. I ask a follow-up to what Sudhi asked. Sir, the External Affairs Minister, in one of his statements in Parliament, had mentioned that the next step of de-escalation will be taken forward. What Sudhi mentioned, the WMCC yesterday kind of said it's a closed chapter. Could you please clarify on that?
Okay. So, Huma, regarding South Korea, we are, as you know, South Korea, India have a very important partnership. We have strong economic and political partnership. We are obviously monitoring the developments in South Korea. We have very strong investment trade linkages. We have very strong defense cooperation with South Korea. We also have very strong people-to-people ties in South Korea. We also have a large number of Indian nationals who live in South Korea. All these developments, we continue to maintain a close watch so that, if there is any eventuality or anything these may have a bearing on the safety of our Indian nationals, as also bearing on our interests. We maintain a close watch, and hopefully, we hope that the situation in the country will stabilize soon. On India-Africa Forum Summit, Huma, I don't have any update for you at this point in time. Hopefully, we will work out these details through diplomatic channels, and as and when we have an update on it, we'll be sharing it with you. Sudhi, your question regarding WMCC. The WMCC is very clear. If you look at the press release that we issued, it talks about the implementation of disengagement process. So that is one process which is complete, and now it will move on to the de-escalation process, which is also mentioned in External Affairs Minister's statement. So I hope, Ajay, that answers your question as well. Raghvendra, on the call center issue, we take all these things very seriously. We have agencies here who are looking into this matter. We have strong cooperation with their international partners as well. Our law enforcement agencies have been taking strong and swift action against the culprits. We have been also discussing these cyber-related issues with countries abroad when we have these cyber conversation and dialogues. And also our agencies here in India, through Interpol and through bilateral arrangements that we have with specific countries, they have been taking action on or undertaking joint efforts for evidence, for more information, so that we can clamp down on these cybercrime call centers which are targeting people abroad. Also, to share with you, we have, as you know, that we have specifically created an agency for this purpose, which is called the Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center, I4C, in the Ministry of Home Affairs, and they have been actively pursuing these efforts. Ayanksha, on the Foreign Secretary's visit, he will be discussing all issues that are of mutual interest. He will be meeting, aside from his counterpart, he will have several other meetings. Those are being worked out, and you will be updated on them. On the other issue that you raised, I've already said, India's views on such matters is very clear and very well known. Ajay, you also answered your question. सपना
साधना ग्रुप से सर, रशिया लगता है इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है भारत में, ऑलरेडी काफी इन्वेस्ट कर चुका है, आगे भी इन्वेस्ट करने का सोच रहा है, तो सर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर इसका कैसा असर पड़ेगा इंडिया का?
So, Keshav Padmanabhan from the print. In the statement made by the External Affairs Minister on China in the Parliament, he mentioned that now that the disengagement phase there's an agreement on this, we'll be looking at opening other sectors in a calibrated manner. Can you give us a sense of, because there has been news, at least from China, about the need for visas, direct flights. So can you sort of give a sense of what is on the agenda in terms of the next steps of opening these sort of ties with China? Thank you.
Okay. So, सपना, पहले आपका सवाल रशिया के इन्वेस्टमेंट को लेके है. देखिए, हम लोग चाहते हैं कि भारत के जो प्रोग्राम है मेक इन इंडिया हो, और जिस प्रकार का हमारा प्रोग्राम चल रहा है कि दुनिया में हम अपने आप को एक मजबूत मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर के रूप में, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक मजबूत डेस्टिनेशन के रूप में अपने आप को प्रस्तुत करें. इसमें आपने देखा होगा कि कई एक सारे विदेशी कंपनी यहाँ पर पिछले कुछ सालों में आई हैं, और हमारा जो मेक इन इंडिया प्रोग्राम है और भारत को एक मैन्युफैक्चरिंग डेस्टिनेशन को प्रमोट करने का जो हमारा सिलसिला है, उसमें काफ़ी मजबूती आई है. रशिया से भी इन्वेस्टमेंट आए हैं, और हम चाहते हैं कि और जो हमारी जितने यहाँ पर पोटेंशियल है उसको और इस्तेमाल किया जाए, और हमारे जो आर्थिक नाते हैं रशिया के साथ, इन्वेस्टमेंट ट्रेड के नाते हैं, और मजबूत हों. ये अच्छी बात है, इससे और लोग को भी प्रोत्साहन मिलेगा. वो देखेंगे किस प्रकार का काम हम यहाँ कर पा रहे हैं, किस प्रकार से हमारी चीज़ें जो यहाँ बनती है वो दुनिया में किस प्रकार से खड़ी उतरती है, उसकी क्वालिटी हो, उसकी किफ़ायत दाम हो, सब चीज़ को लेकर लो कॉस्ट हाई क्वालिटी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए हिंदुस्तान को बड़े नज़दीकी से देखा जा रहा है, एक अच्छे डेस्टिनेशन के रूप में देखा जा रहा है. Keshav, on this particular matter of next steps, we have had, even after when the External Affairs Minister had a meeting with his counterpart on the sidelines of G20 summit in Rio, there again we had issued, these matters were discussed, and we issued a press release giving a readout of what lies ahead. We have in the WMCC press release also, you would have seen that now preparations are on for special representative meeting. We also talked about the foreign secretary level meetings. So once these meetings take place, we will be discussing the next steps, and then you will see how things are to be taken forward, how those things will be taken forward, the things that you are talking about. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.